Hello, and welcome to Carpool Weekly. It's January 27th. I'm Court Lalonde, and this is Steph Sturgill, and this is the news you need to know about from the week that was. Forspoken reviews are in, and they're not good. Forspoken was supposed to be a big jump into the next generation and was a game PlayStation showed off in 2020 as Project Athia. It had some heavy hitters involved in the PlayStation exclusive, Square Enix at the helm, and with Gary Whitta originally part of the writing team. Had the earmarks to be a great game, but it looks like the wheels fell off somewhere. We were given a demo about a month ago, and now it didn't play too well then. Luminous and Square's previous game was Final Fantasy 15 for the PS4, and it reviewed well. Forspoken is currently sitting at a 68 on Metacritic and an average user score of 3.9, looking like a wait for sale for me. What do you say, Seth?
I actually kind of get more intrigued by this with the mixed reviews. I think that there must be a little something interesting there. And I do think it's interesting to see the kind of Twitter discourse about Forspoken. And the people who are playing it seem like they're kind of enjoying it. So I'm probably going to wait for a sale as well. But, we'll see what happens with it. Are you going to play it eventually?
Eventually. I think I have to. I played the demo, but as of right now for me, it's definitely a wait for sale.
Next story here, Justin Roiland is leaving High on Life studio Squanch Games. Shocking to no one. Like every major news release, a tweet was posted saying on January 16th, 2023, Squanch Games received Justin Roiland's resignation. The passionate team at Squanch will keep developing games we know our fans will love while continuing to support and improve High on Life. Roiland, who is the co-creator of Rick and Morty, was charged with 1 count of domestic battery with corporal injury and 1 count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and/or deceit in 2020. We only all found out about it because he appeared in court for a pre-trial hearing. Roiland has pleaded not guilty, but the charges are very serious, and no wonder Squanch wants him to step down.
Yeah, it's a very popular game on GamePass, and now it's going to have a dark cloud surrounding it. It's a shame.
It's a shame. We'll see what happens. The Rick and Morty studio said that they're going to continue with the show without him, so we'll see how that goes, considering he is the voice of Rick and Morty. So we'll see. Too bad there's not any, dudes online doing Rick and Morty impressions all the time. I'm sure he's going to be hard to replace.
No one. We don't see any of those.
Next up, some GameStops and Walmarts are being bad, apparently. Reddit users are reporting being able to purchase the Dead Space remake early. As with any major game release, some retailers break street date, and this release is no different. Court, let me ask you, have you ever gotten a game early?
Yeah, when I was growing up, living in Toronto, I had a mom and pop shop that was close to where my office was, and I was able to grab pretty much any major release a couple days before because I ended up building a relationship and they didn't have a digital system. So every receipt there was handwritten. So this store was giving me the NHL games early. I remember getting Kingdoms of Amalur early. If he got the game, I'd be in the store earlier in that week, and then he would just let me know, hey, I've got this game. I think about it now, and it was so cool then, but now I realize how detrimental that is to the launch of a game if it comes out early and people break street date. It sucks for the developers.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when people, because people want to be able to market their game correctly and let you see what they want you to see when they want you to see it, so I get it. I was never that lucky growing up. We're lucky enough sometimes now being in media and stuff to get games early from time to time, but no, growing up, no shot.
Our top story for today is the Xbox Developers Direct that was on January 25th. Xbox held their first direct of its kind for them. In the past, Xbox has done big blowout shows at E3 or the Game Awards, or they did their showcase from last year. This show was refreshing as it only looked at games coming out in 2023. One game not shown was Starfield, but Todd Howard has said that it will get its own show, which is rumored to be in March.
Xbox started the show off with Minecraft Legends, which was a game that many of us didn't really know what the scope of it was. The first Minecraft to have a PvP mode, where you can have 2 teams of up to 4 players work together to collect resources, build a base, and lay siege to opposing players. Minecraft Legends launches on April 18th to Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, and Steam, and of course, day and date to Game Pass. Next, we saw Forza Motorsport from Turn 10 Studios, a highly anticipated game that is a return to form for the series and dropping the numbers and starting all the way back at the beginning. Fresh start for Forza. It looked visually stunning and superb audio to go along with it. One thing they didn't give us is a release date. They ended the trailer with a coming 2023, which could give us cause for concern of them hitting this year.
The biggest buzz of the show, Seth, was Hi-Fi Rush from Tango Gameworks, who is best known for their Evil Within series and Ghostwire Tokyo. Hi-Fi Rush is over-the-top single-player rhythm game in which the entire world moves to the beat. Shadow dropped right after the presentation. Hi-Fi Rush certainly stole the show and the hearts of the viewers. Already glowing impressions across social media. In this day and age, very rarely a game cannot be leaked, and it seemed people even played it before the release as well. Next, we had Elder Scrolls Online Necrom, which I probably have butchered the name anyways, which for ESO players was something they've been waiting for, and they don't have to wait long as it's coming in June. During this announcement, they let ESO players know that all previous expansions will also be coming to console GamePass as well. They closed out the show with a game that I had the most anticipation for, and that was Redfall, a first-person co-op shooter which you can play solo as well. Redfall has the ability tree, loot, stats, along with a bevy of enemies to impale. Redfall is launching on May 2nd, 1 week before Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and it needs to hit for Xbox. With 2022 being a down year in game releases for Xbox, 2023 is supposed to be that year for them, and it's supposed to be one of the games that carries them into the release of Starfield. Fingers crossed for Xbox, but only one hopes that Zelda doesn't swallow it whole.
Yeah, and I do just want to say that Court and I both appeared on the Xbox Drive alongside Sean, Ryan, and Matt, and I'll have a link to that as well for you guys to check out the Xbox Drive, where we give kind of deeper thoughts on all of these. After the show, Xbox released its Game Pass games coming soon, and those didn't disappoint, with GoldenEye leading the pack, and it launches today. The other games to highlight are Age of Empires 2 for cloud and console, January 31st, Hot Wheels Unleashed Game of the Year Edition on cloud, console, and PC, February 7th, Hi-Fi Rush, of course, cloud, console, and PC out now, RoboQuest as a game preview on console, January 30th, Inculinati as a game preview, cloud, console, and PC, January 31st. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, cloud, console, and PC, January 31st. And Darkest Dungeon for cloud, console, and PC on February 2nd.
This is the news we think you need to know about. Let us know in the comments what you thought was the biggest story of the week, and if we missed something. Bye.
Bye.